assignment. I wanted to make sure that I've kind of walked you through the steps so that there's no confusion because it's a little bit non-traditional in a way. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at trying to culminating activities, kind of looking to see what does this course help us to understand about criteria for selection of literature for high school students and how that relates to literacy practices. So the very first thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you read one of two experts. And these are two experts that have compatible yet sometimes competing understandings about what criteria teachers should have in selecting their text or the text that they use in an English classroom. So if I could go real quickly, I'll show you. You're actually going to be divided by half, okay? Half of you are going to read Penny Kittle's book Love, and half of you are going to read Carol Jago's With Rigor for All. So those of you, Kayla, Sarah, and Jessica, you are going to read this book over here with Rigor for All. And this is looking at the Common Core State Standards. And then the other half of you are going to be looking at Book Love by Penny Kittle, which looks more at independent reading as an important way in for adolescent literacy. So what you're going to do is you're going to read both of these, okay? And when you're done reading these, you're going to write a 3 to 5 sentence summary. This is going to be due on March 31st. You're going to upload this to Leo. And I have rubrics at the bottom of the assignment. All of this is on Leo, but what you'll see here is you're going to write a 3 to 5 sentence summary of the criteria you believe your author has about how to pick quality literature for adolescents. That's your guiding sort of driving question as you read. What do they say about how teachers should pick or why teachers should pick text for their classroom, okay? And so you're going to come up with sort of a summary of what you believe their philosophy to be. You're going to find 5 passages from the reading, and all you have to do is literally write the summary and then include the passages and a brief explanation with each passage why you picked that one. So this is going to be due on the 31st, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you together with somebody who read the other book. So Kayla and Shelby are going to be together. Sarah and Allison are going to be together, and Jessica and Taylor are going to be together. And this is going to require you to actually get together. This is going to be the one part of the course that is not asynchronous. I want you to actually have a real-time discussion with your partner, okay? And what you're going to do, spend about 30 minutes talking about your reading with each other. By the end of the conversation, the two of you should collaborate and come up with 5 criteria for text selection in a secondary ELA classroom. So that means that Kayla and Shelby, you're going to have the same 5 criteria. Sarah and Allison, the same 5 criteria, and Jessica and Taylor, the same 5 criteria. That criteria is actually going to be really important for you as you move into the rest of the assignment, okay? So to keep you honest about this assignment, what you're going to do is by April 7th, I want you to have that conversation, and then what you're going to do is you're going to give me a reflection. Again, details and rubrics about the reflection are at the bottom of this document that's on Leo. I'll scroll down to it at the end, but I don't want to do it now and make you guys sick. But just so you know, you're going to do this, write up a quick reflection about the phone call, and offer me the 5 criteria that you came up with, okay? And this is going to be submitted on Leo on 4/7. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start to say, okay, we're going to look at a text. We're going to look at a really important book that's out right now. It's called The Hate You Give. The Hate You Give book. Okay? The Hate You Give book is by Angie Thomas. And it has won so many awards, and it is really, really very popular right now. It is something that you're going to see on a lot of syllabi right now. And so let me see if I can find you, not a book trailer, not the movie. Problem becomes it's the movie, okay? All right, so let's look at the book trailer real quick.
You're the greatest person I know, and since you love coffee and lattes and cappuccinos, I got you.
So this is a book trailer done by a high school book class, which I thought was interesting.
These four lonely walls have changed the way I feel. Where else can I go? Where else can I go? Chasing you, chasing you. Memories turn to dust. Please don't bury us. I got you. I got you.
Tulsa Police Department released footage of an officer-involved shooting that killed an unarmed black man on Friday.
This week was so much emotion and unrest all across the country after those devastating shootings. You see some rallies, like this one in Minnesota, did turn violent over the weekend. Dozens of officers injured. This feeling is going to be fun.
Boy, I made a decision to take the course. Never stop. He's always dangerous. Going the distance. I don't know what's going on with all that. So I fired my firearm until the threat.
All we need is hope. And for that we have each other. And for that we have each other. And we will rise. We will rise. We will rise. We'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
All right. So that's a book trailer that was produced by a classroom in Oklahoma. But this is a book that is getting a lot of attention right now. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing some independent research that you're going to share with the rest of the class. You're going to read the novel, and you're going to use this criteria that you've selected to kind of decide whether or not this would be an appropriate work to bring into a secondary classroom. So because I didn't want you to have to do all of the research on your own, what's going to happen is we're going to create a Padlet. I have this linked, and when you use the Padlet, what you're going to do is when you find a source that you about adolescent literature or literacy, you just are going to create and share that on Padlet. So on Padlet, you just hit this little button here, and then you're able to write. You're able to share your bibliography entry. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go out and you're going to find 2 resources about adolescent literacy. You're going to write an annotated bibliography entry. I have an example in the document on Leo for that as well. And then you're going to share it on Padlet. So you're going to do 2 of those. And those have to be shared to the class by the 14th. And then those become kind of like a resource that everybody can use. In fact, you can feel free to use those annotations to back up your claims. Because the last thing that you're going to do then is you're going to put all this together. You're going to consider your reading of The Hate U Give. You're going to consider what you learned from the experts on adolescent literacy and what your class researched about adolescent literacy. And you're going to culminate this with a 4 to 5 page final paper where you make a case for either teaching or not teaching the novel The Hate U Give. I do want you to use at least one of the sources from the course. So that could be Carol Jago, that could be Penny Kittle, that could certainly be the Youth Lens, the Adolescent Youth Lens reading that we did at the start of the semester. But then I also want you to go and find 2 additional sources that you can use. And you can use the sources that you found, or you can go onto Padlet and you can use a source that somebody in your class found, or you can go out and find a different source. But what you're going to do is you're going to make a case. given what we know about adolescent literacy, given what we know about young adult literature, you're going to make a case either for or against teaching this in your classroom or in a secondary classroom. So I'm going to look for knowledge of the novel because this is the only really sort of way I'm holding you accountable to the reading of the novel. And I'm going to ask you to cite the sources that you use. So if you log on to Leo, if you look on Leo, you'll see I have broken this up into several different assignments, mini assignments. Okay, so when we look, okay, we have here, you're going to start here with the reading summary. Okay, you're gonna upload the reading summary by the 31st. You're gonna upload the reflection on your collaborative conversation on the 7th. I'm going to check the Padlet sources on the 14th, so they need to be on the 14th. And then you're going to give me your independent, the 4 to 5 page paper. You're going to upload that no later than April 26th, okay? So I just wanted to go over this with you. I want you to go ahead, please read the information carefully. You'll see that for each of the assignments, I do have a rubric so that you can know how the points are being awarded. I have here an example of how you could write your annotated bibliography entry, as well as the rubric for all of the papers, okay? So I just wanted to take a minute, share this with you. Please know that if you have any questions, you can always contact me, and looking forward to reading your independent investigations. Have a good day.